Alright, hi guys. So, as you can most likely already tell by the title, this is not going to be a fun video to make. It's Monday, I don't even know the date, the 25th maybe? I don't know. But yeah, it's the Monday following like all those good news and all that stuff, so, I don't even know where to start. And, I'm going to be rambling on a little bit, but I don't want this video to be too long either. So, as, I don't know, I almost want to say that video kind of went a little bit viral because I've never had that many views on a video after that positive, or the positive pregnancy test video. And then the next video was me on that Tuesday, I think it was, when I was talking about levels and tests and all of that stuff. So if you haven't watched that video, kind of trying to explain already what was starting to happen, go back and watch that one and then come back to this one. So yeah, that was last Tuesday, and like I already mentioned, which the title already said, like hopefully not the last pregnancy update, which it kind of was. So I got a lot of hate on that video too in regards to stop stressing yourself out and like you're just gonna stress the baby out, and which I understand, but honestly I wasn't stressing out. Like the first time, I almost want to say I was stressing out more because I didn't know what to expect and I just knew something was wrong, and this is what happened pretty much again because the test lines weren't getting darker. My whole nausea and like the cold went away way too quick on its own, and like I'm not used to not taking any Tylenol or anything. So obviously I knew something wasn't right again, and I don't know, I just, like that video was called to Mom's Instinct, and I think that's kind of like what happens is like you just kind of know that something isn't right, and no matter how much people tell you to relax or whatever, not stress out, you just know something is wrong, and that is something that you can't shake. But I have to say that with this one, I can honestly say that I just like, I spent some time researching stories of happy outcomes even though lines weren't getting darker, and there were a ton. So as soon as I started reading that, I just gave up. Like Tuesday I didn't test, Wednesday I didn't test, Thursday I didn't test. Like I was like, as some of you know on Instagram, or that follow me on Instagram too, is like I had a post up saying, you know what, like as of today I'm pregnant and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it because I don't know how much longer it's going to last or how long in general it's going to last. So I was relaxed, I was enjoying every minute of it. Like obviously there was some kind of concern as to going to the bathroom, starting bleeding, all of that stuff. So and obviously the closer it got to Friday too, there was like a little worry, is my doctor going to call me or not? But by a little worry, honestly there is no way not to worry a little bit, especially after we've already had a loss. It's easy for somebody to sit there and type something like you should relax, like you're stressing yourself out way too much, and it's hard to just sit there and enjoy it if you've had a loss before. And I don't think anybody that has had a loss is able to just sit there and just say, well, whatever, like I'm just happy as can be. That obviously you're happy, but you're cautiously happy. So that's just kind of how I felt about all of this, and I'm not trying to like make this into a video about me complaining about people commenting. Obviously I appreciate everybody's opinion. It's just sometimes people are a little bit inconsiderate, thinking they know everything better when really like I'm in this situation and I know what I'm going through. So anyway, so yeah, and then I made that video Tuesday. Then Wednesday everything was fine. I wasn't working Wednesday, I think I was working Friday again. So Wednesday, I don't know what I did, but I was just hanging out. Oh yeah, I think I went to my mom's to check on her dogs and stuff. And everything was fine, and I made a post even Wednesday night on Instagram saying, you know what, I'm just gonna go off of my usual ovulation date, which at that point had me at 3 weeks and 5 days or something. And I'm like, I'm grateful to be going to bed without any bleeding and still pregnant at 3 weeks and 5 days, and I can't wait for tomorrow and whatever. And Thursday morning I got up, and I was up for a while, and then I went for a shower, and when I got out of the shower I got dressed, and then I used the bathroom, and I wiped, and I threw it in the toilet, and I kind of like, I got up and I like brushed my hair or whatever because it was wet, and I turned around and I saw spotting on the toilet paper, and my heart just instantly sunk. Like, that feeling that you get when you look at that is, it's undescribable. And like last time, like, I can't say that I wasn't expecting it this time, because to be honest, I was, after the lines were getting darker. But the first time around, obviously, like, it was people telling you that your baby no longer had heartbeat, and you were kind of expecting to miscarry unless you needed a D&C or whatever. So I was more prepared for that than just randomly going to the bathroom and seeing blood. But once again, like, I was kind of expecting it, so it wasn't like completely random. But yeah, the initial shock of seeing pink on toilet paper was not fun. Yeah, I don't know what to say. So I went back on the bathroom and I wiped again, and there was blood. Like, not even spotting, no warning or anything. It was like full blown, like, heavy bleeding. And at that point, like, I knew it was over. So like, I texted Matt, and like, I didn't want to tell him obviously because he was at work, but I was just freaking out really. And so yeah, he had a hard time obviously staying at work, but financially, like, we couldn't afford for him to come home. And so that day is just, I don't know. The amount of pain that you're in after a second loss is like, it's literally unbearable. Like, the first one was already hard enough, and I kept telling Matt once he got home, it's like, as sad as this sounds, it's like, obviously you knew you were expecting it, and we were both really cautious about getting too excited, obviously because of the first loss. But obviously you can't help yourself. And the way this one happened, it's just literally everything was adding up. Like, I just got my PR. I got my VFP on the due date of my angel. And I don't know, like, it was in being due at Christmas. Like, it literally, all the dates were adding up. It just seemed honestly like too perfect to be true, and I guess that's what it was in the end. So I called my doctor on Thursday when it happened, and I knew she wasn't in, so I left a message with the nurse, and I told her that I was supposed to be coming in like today, the Monday, and I was like, I started bleeding, like, can I come see her Friday? Can you squeeze me in somehow? And she called me back and she was like, well, she can fit me in around like 12:30 or whatever, just before lunch. And so Matt ended up taking the Friday off because really I couldn't drive myself to the doctor. Like, there was no way of just going by myself. So he went with me, and I don't know, like, when we got there, like, just the sitting there and just like how much changed in just like 5 days. Like, we went from going to the doctor on Monday, obviously already worried because the lines weren't getting darker, but still being pregnant, to sitting there bleeding. I don't know. So we got called in, and she was asking me obviously how heavy I was bleeding, and I'm like, it's like heavy, like, it's clotting, it's like full on period, if not even a little bit heavier. And so we were talking about a bunch of stuff, and she looked at my blood work because I went in on the Tuesday too to get more blood work. Sorry, I'm like all over the place trying to get everything together. So I had blood work from the Saturday and then the Tuesday when she wanted me to go in, and obviously I was supposed to go again Friday, but I'm like, I'm bleeding, like, there's no point in getting more blood work. So she told me that from Saturday when it was 8, and that was when my line was the darkest, it was the whole time, which is insane, to being a 5 on Tuesday. So 5 technically is already considered 0 again. So it was already 0 at Wednesday. It just took a little bit longer, like an extra day or whatever, to start bleeding. Oh, not Wednesday, Tuesday. So it took like 2 days to get everything going. So she was like, your levels are already back at 0, so like it's already done, right? So yeah, that was like shocking. And just thinking about like the lines and stuff, like I'm just trying to make sense of this all, because if I was only 8 on the Saturday and I got my BFP Friday with a fainter line, I must have literally been like a 6 or something, or 7, to get a line and then get up to 8, and then it went right back down to 0, aka 5. So yeah, I don't know. So I don't really have a reason to go back to my fertility specialist, just because obviously like we've got pregnant twice now within a year, and since like the Femera, so without any other help, we are like getting pregnant doesn't seem to be the problem anymore. It's just staying pregnant now. And there's a bunch of blood work that she gave me to do, like a bunch of testing that I need to fast for and stuff. And just to check like if I have like diabetes, like insulin levels, glucose or whatever, my thyroid again, all of that stuff. And then on an extra piece of paper that is optional, there is like work for blood clots and stuff. And she said it's optional because here in Canada, or I don't know if it's everywhere in Canada, but in Alberta anyway, I guess like if I were to get diagnosed with blood clots or whatever, that's kind of like, it kind of gets edged into my file. So I would have issues getting life insurance or any kind of healthcare really, because something could happen to me at any day. So we haven't really talked about whether or not we want to do, or if I want to do that one. And she said that's obviously like up to me whether or not I want to do that, to like find out whether or not that's what it is. So yeah, I don't have an answer for that yet. If any of you guys have any input on that, I would appreciate it. But obviously I'm going to do all the other testing, because like I'd like to know what's going on, if there is anything else wrong with me, besides like the PCOS and all that stuff. So that's kind of planned in. So anyway, so then I asked her if I count the bleeding as cycle day 1, and she told me no, it's considered a miscarriage, so she doesn't want me to keep taking the letrozole. She wants me to like take a month off and just kind of go from there, and then like see her again. I think I have an appointment May 20th now, and talk about the results from the blood work when I do them, and then start progesterone again to get a cycle going. Now, I was kind of struggling with that Friday, because that was the one answer I didn't want to hear, is taking a month off. Just because, like, that's what I was trying to explain to her too, but she just, like, I don't know, it was just her opinion, which is fine. Like, I appreciate her opinion on that. But to me, it is like, I was like, if I wouldn't have tested early, if I would have taken this cycle like completely easy and said, okay, on cycle day 36, I'll take a pregnancy test if AF doesn't show and see whether or not I'm pregnant, I would have never known that I'm pregnant. And with this miscarriage, my period showed up even like, I don't know, I want to say like 3 days early or something. So it kind of adds up with the earlier ovulation date or whatever too, but like if everything added up the way I'm saying, or I'm thinking that it happened, since I don't know, since I wasn't temping, I would have never known. So this wasn't heavier than a normal period, or like my heavier periods. It's over. It happened like 3 days in a day of spotting or whatever. So if I would have never known, if I would have never taken a test, then I would have just continued and said, well, we didn't get pregnant. I would have never known that this was a chemical pregnancy. And then she would have never known, and both of us would have just continued. So I was going back and forth with that a long time, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do in regards to, do I go against her and start letrozole anyway, or do I just do what she wants me to do and just take a month off? And I don't like taking progesterone to start my cycles again, because I just feel like it messes everything up again. Like I'm in a rhythm kind of right now. I do understand her concern, probably because of lining and all of that stuff, but I'm like, it's not like we would go like freaking hardcore this cycle anyway. Anyway, so long story short, I ended up going against her and I started the letrozole again. When I was with her on Friday, she gave me a whole bunch of prescriptions. She wants me to start baby aspirin. She also said that we could try the progesterone, I like the pills after ovulation, but I'm not going to do any of that until she officially knows that I'm back on my period. So this cycle to me right now is just a whatever cycle, but at least I have a cycle. So I'm taking the letrozole. We're just going to keep taking our vitamins and stuff like we were last cycle. It's pretty much going to be a repeat of last cycle, just fairly relaxed, just whatever, like whenever. And I might try to temp just so I know when to take the progesterone cream, which is the one thing that I do want to take. I don't know if it is a progesterone issue. She never said anything about my levels being too low and if that's why the baby let go again or whatever, but yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. Let me know what you guys think about me going against my doctor. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that one again too. I already have, because I was asking for some opinions on what I should do, and a lot of people were like, yeah, just take the letrozole, like it was just like your regular period, and if you wouldn't have known, you would have done it too. And then obviously get the other side too, which is fine, of people saying, well, you pay your doctor to give you an opinion, and she did, now you're not doing it. So it's just, it felt like that's what I had to do. It felt like the right thing to do for me. I didn't want to like not know when I'm gonna ovulate again, because that's usually what happens if I start the progesterone again. Like I said, it could happen that I'm not even ovulating on this cycle because of the miscarriage. Like this miscarriage could have messed up my body completely. I have no idea. But I'd rather try and keep as much of the rhythm going rather than just all of a sudden like not caring and just giving up and just not do anything for a month and then 10 days of progesterone again, then wait for your period and then start everything over again. I don't know, to me it just seemed like too much of a weird up and down rather than just doing it my way. So another thing that I kind of have a feeling that I'm going to get some hate for is the reason that I have not really cried this video and then I'm like just talking about it normally. And I think that has something to do with that I'm just like, I don't want to say I'm in shock, because I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen, but I think it has something to do with that I cried for like the last 4 days around the clock. Pretty much like cried out. And I think in a way my guard is just up now. One loss was really hard enough, especially obviously the way it happened and seeing baby and seeing the heartbeat and stuff. But the second loss and all the dates and how everything was adding up is just, I don't know. I'm just in disbelief that like life would play me in that way. Like obviously a loss would have been hard at any point in time, but now it's like April 15th has a whole new meaning. Rather than we just lost one baby, it now means like the day that we found out and a week later we lost another one. And of course my camera dies. Obviously it would have been hard at any point in time to lose another baby, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not trying to like roll this off like whatever, because it is not just whatever. But like I said, just the way that life kind of played us in regards to dates and stuff is just really hard. Like April 15th now has a complete new meaning, rather than just we lost our first baby. It now means we had our positive pregnancy test. Like this day turned into the worst day that we were dreading for 7 months, to being we're finally getting what we've been praying for so long, to joke's on you, never mind. And just now, like we were already dreading April for 7 months, and now our due date would have been Christmas. So now in a way Christmas is not ruined. Like I don't want to put it like that, but you're obviously gonna dread Christmas now, because like it is another due date that would have happened. Like I don't know, it's just the way this happened was really like, it's never fair in any way, like point in time or whatever, but like just like I said, with how it happened and how meant to be it almost seemed, it was just that much more of a stab in the heart that it got taken away again. But anyway, like this video, obviously my camera just cut out, is already like around 20 minutes long, so I don't want to keep going. I just wanted to update you guys since it's been really hard. Everybody keeps commenting on the pregnancy video saying like congrats and stuff, and there's nothing to congratulate on anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, don't take me for like heartless right now, please. It's just the way that I'm dealing with this one. And Matt and I have been talking about it too, where the first time around we were more in sync as to we were both hurt, we were both emotional, we were both sad. And this time we're dealing with it very differently, which has been really hard on us too, because I'm more of like, I'm still emotional, but I'm guarded, like I don't know, and he's more of like the, I'm angry about life right now, and those two sometimes don't mix, which makes it hard to be there for each other. So yeah, we're working through that too, which is hard. Like everything's just that much harder this time around for both of us. So I know that a lot of you have been following me on Instagram and have sent you love, and thank you for that. We appreciate all the prayers and the thoughts, and like it was so overwhelming, all the love that we've gotten already, and I know that from this video we're gonna get a lot too. So thank you guys in advance when you go comment right now. We honestly, we wouldn't know what to do without any of you guys, because if this was just us struggling and we didn't know what's happening, or that this happens to a lot of other people too, I don't even know what would happen. So to have you guys on here is amazing. I just realized I'm over like 600 subscribers too, which is insane. That happened within like a week. So thank you for all the new subscribers too. I hope you guys stick around even though I'm no longer pregnant. I know that's kind of what happens, is like you turn pregnant, you get followers because they want to watch bump dates, and then they unfollow because you're no longer pregnant, which is fine. I know that you follow different people for different reasons, but yeah, so back in the TTC community again, which is just, I never thought I would have to do this twice. It's hard. But anyway, thank you guys again. I don't know when I'll do the next update. Maybe if there is something new to update you guys on. As of right now, we're just trying to work through this, so I hope you guys are patient with us, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye guys.